Hello everyone, Griffschniff here, and today I'm gonna be talking about a topic that I've actually really want to talk about for a while, and it's about Payday 2's learning curve. If you don't know what a learning curve is, it's basically just how you progress through the game and which parts are more difficult than others, and it's just a basic diagram to show which part takes more time to learn and which part doesn't take as much time to learn. So for example, a rounded curve like this basically just means that it's a pretty easy one to learn and you won't take too much time to learn it. But if it's a steep incline like this one, it basically just means that it's way more difficult and it takes quite a lot to learn. So anyways, with that out of the way, I'm gonna be talking about this skill curve in three categories, or three parts I should say. There's basically the green zone, the orange zone, and the red zone. And it's easy, medium, and hard. The timestamp should be up on screen right now if you just want to watch like one of these parts. But anyways, I'm just gonna get into it. Alright, so for the first part, I'm gonna be talking about the green zone, also known as the easy difficulties, which basically covers from normal to mayhem difficulty. So first, I'm just gonna put up the learning curve up here right now for the easy difficulties, also known as the green zone. Alright, so the reason that I made the skill curve look like it just goes up pretty easily without any sort of difficulties, because from the difficulties from normal to mayhem, I don't think you actually need some insane builds. You probably just need something that's decent. And believe it or not, there's actually quite a lot of things that you can exploit in game just to basically be invincible in these difficulties. A good example of something that you can basically abuse in these sort of difficulties are Maniac's damage absorption, because they do so little damage that you could basically just absorb almost all of the damage, as long as you do quite a lot of damage to the enemies to get that damage absorption. So you could pretty much just use some ICTV Maniac build that's basically just really strong, or Anarchist with the ICTV, or maybe even something like Muscle. So basically what I'm trying to say is that tanky builds on lower difficulties are actually really strong, and you could basically just play over aggressive with most of these actually. And I'm pretty sure you don't actually need that much skill either, because Payday 2 is actually pretty beginner friendly overall, especially when compared to a lot of other games nowadays. Alright, so the next one that I'm gonna be talking about is the orange zone, also known as the medium zone. This basically covers the skill curve from mayhem to death sentence, and this is what the skill curve looks like. Now, as you can see, from Mayhem to Death Wish, it's actually a bit of a jump, I would say. It's not that much, it's just kind of a little jump, but there's a bit of a skill jump there. Alright, so when I first went from Mayhem to Death Wish, I actually thought it was pretty annoying, not gonna lie, because I remember playing something like Anarchist and getting my armor shot like 4 times to get destroyed. I don't remember fully, but I think it was like 3 or 4 times. But yeah, overall, it's actually one of the easiest ones because we can adapt to it in like 4 to 5 heists, I would say. But yeah, I would say that Death Wish is the turning point of not being able to play as aggressive as you did before. Like, I remember in like Mayhem or like Overkill, you could basically just go in and go ape shit on them and you just won't die. Alright, now let's talk about from Death Wish to Death Sentence. Now, I've actually made a video recently about this kind of stuff because I remember that time we were actually really good at Death Wish, like we were pretty much just good at it. And so, you know, we were looking for a new challenge, so we went for Death Sentence, obviously. Now, admittedly, from Death Wish to Death Sentence is actually a pretty huge jump that you won't expect, actually. You know, you remember what I said about Death Wish getting your armor destroyed in like 3 hits playing Anarchist? Well, trust me, playing Death Sentence is way worse. In that sense, your armor is pretty much a one-shot almost all the time when you're playing Anarchist. It's only when you have a Joker with Hostage Taker Ace and your armor is full, that's when you get 2-shot. But not gonna lie, I actually do kinda admire the realism of Death Sentence. Like, you won't be invincible when you actually get shot from cops. Like, as fun as it may be just to destroy cops at overkill difficulty and feel like you're an absolute invincible god, it just kinda gets boring after a while, not gonna lie. So that's just pretty much why people move to Death Sentence difficulty. Alright, so anyways, let's move to Red Zone. So the red zone is where I would say it actually takes quite a lot of time to learn and actually master these type of stuff. So in the red zone, it covers difficulties from Death Sentence to Death Sentence 1 down solo. And no, when I'm talking about Death Sentence 1 down solo, I'm not talking about a run where you're just playing Death Sentence 1 down with 3 other bots. But what I'm talking about is the runs that are basically no bots and no downs, like one of these ones. So with that out of the way, I'm gonna be explaining the skill curve. So from the difficulties of Death Sentence to Death Sentence 1 down, it's actually not that difficult. It kind of forces you to die less frequently, if anything. Which, if you're already playing Death Sentence, there's a high likeliness that you're already trying to die less frequently anyways. But yeah, overall what it does is it kind of just nerfs the doctor bags, if anything. Because without the 1 down difficulties, you can't get a lot of lives from the doctor bags. If you have 9 lives ace, you pretty much just get 4 lives from each use of a doctor bag. Which means if you pair up a skill like combat doctor in your build, it's just gonna be extremely overpowered. Now here, from Death Sentence 1 down to Death Sentence 1 down solo is another steep hill. Especially when you're doing like a no down run without any skills like Messiah that allows you to revive yourself. But even at these difficulties, there's still some exploits that you can use. Like for example, especially with health builds, you could use something like Upper's Ace, which kinda just gives you 14 extra lives. Not gonna lie though, it's actually pretty insane for a difficulty that doesn't allow you to die once. And I'm pretty sure it still counts as a solo, no AI, no downs, because technically you didn't get down. But yeah, the reason that Death Sentence 1 down solo, no AI, no downs is so difficult, it's because you can have this perfect run for like 15 to 20 minutes into the heist, and then it just happens that there's this one heavy SWAT that you didn't see in the corner. And you know, since it's a Death Sentence difficulty, he's not gonna have too much of a difficulty killing you either. And obviously when you get down, you have to restart from the beginning again, and it's just kinda annoying. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Like it if you agree with what I said, or dislike it if you don't. Anyways, see you next time. Peace.